Full moon in Scorpio.
Full moon in Scorpio. Buckle up. Put your seatbelt on. And you're with someone who doesn't wear a seatbelt, or you were. That's a sign. Do you know psychologically that's a sign that putting on your seatbelt is symbolic of taking care of yourself, of protecting yourself. And there are a lot of people out there that don't wear their seatbelts, but it's kind of, when you see somebody that refuses to put their seatbelt on, it's something for you to look at, because it means that they're not taking care of themselves. It could mean that, okay? It doesn't have to necessarily mean that, but it's one of the things that, you could be asked to see if you care for yourself enough to know how to protect yourself. And or it could be the fact that some people are so arrogant that they don't think about those things. They just keep charging on. So also this morning I got this quote from Spirit, and it said, I think I wrote it on one of the posts that I did. I stepped on the devil with my stiletto boots. But Spirit said, you stepped on the devil to me, okay? And I'm going to share this with you because I think there's many of us out there that are experiencing this right now. You stepped on the devil with your stiletto boots. Maybe you can't run in them anymore, but you could still rock them with a good outfit and, stomp out that stuff, because you don't want to let that person or people in anymore. And you pretty well got who it is. There's some other people in the background, okay? And they're hiding their light, and they're also hiding from their own shadow. You've done your shadow work. This is the full moon in Scorpio. There is a yod. Now, I've painted the symbol, and my shaman gave me a medicine stick that has the symbol burnt into the wood. Yod is Hebrew. It is also called the finger of God. It's associated with the number 10. So it's like you did the 10 of staves, you did the 10 of swords, now you're ready to do the 10 of coins and the 10 of cups, but not with them, because you are no longer dancing with the devil. Okay, let's see what the psychic, that's the first one that came out, was upside down, shadow. They're not willing to do the work, and you've done the work for years. And yeah, they brought your shadow up again, but it was because you needed to clear more things, and you needed to stop being so nice. You needed to, where is my, hold on one second, I gotta get something. I got one of these. It's like you're being tapped on the head. Hey. Hello. And you're also looking into things, which you love to do, okay? I love this finger. Over here, over there, So you're shaking it at the devil. But be careful. Pointing fingers where they don't belong, and be careful to not get them to be volatile, okay? They know what they did, and then now, if they didn't know before, they certainly are feeling the repercussions of what they did, because you are going towards your fulfillment, and you're leaving them in the dust. You're leaving them in the rear view mirror. My father used to say that to me. Always, he taught me how to drive, and always look in your side view mirrors and your rear view mirror. So what's happening as you pull away is they're standing there, and the mirror or the two side view mirrors are like burning a hole in them, because they did not do the right thing. They hurt you deeply over and over and over again. So let's see what the cards say. You're taking back your personal power. I pulled some before the reading. You are giving it to Source. You're putting protection around yourself because they are pissed. You are going through the Phoenix once again, but that's a Scorpio thing, so that's interesting. That Spirit wants you to rest. They want you to retreat, and that may mean going on an actual spirit retreat or a vision quest. And the Tree of Life is telling me that your ancestors, they are pissed. Oof. And you got some backup, honey, just from the heavenly realm, okay? You have these great angels. Your solar plex is lit because you went through the stages of grief of, and I wouldn't even say that you're accepting. I think you're just like, you got mad as hell and you just said no more, right? Victory and success could have been theirs because you brought the light into their life, but now they won't receive the gifts that they would have had they respected you and loved you in a beautiful way, okay? They love bombed and they did things, they did things to really hurt you and mind games because they got a kick out of it. So what's going on right now is that you're going to be over this heartache and loss really quickly because they've already put you through it over and over and over again, so much so that you felt like a donkey kicked you in the chest. It was bad. Your crown chakra, you're hearing spirit, some of you are seeing spirit, and you are getting these visual messages as well. Emotional loss. You still have some losses that you haven't got past, but I think that's, it's the grief that you have to process, okay? And I see here this symbol of the Nautilus. I have a painting called the Nautilus, and it's all about womanhood and maiden, mother, and crone, and what women go through, and staying in your power, and that you were a beautiful being who was stuffed into a chamber that was so tight because they wanted to keep you in that, okay? Because they were jealous of your light. Your light is a mirror. You don't even have to hold the mirror up anymore because you've done so much work that you are so bright and brilliant that they got to put their sunglasses on, and they don't like the way it feels because their darkness has come up and they don't want to face the shadow. When you're ready to face the shadow, you start looking in the mirror. They can't look at themselves. And something happened where you looked at them and you saw what they really look like. Do you know what that's like when you see what they really look like in spirit if they're not pure of heart? It's scary, okay? But you saw it and you're like, oh my God, how did I not? But they were, there may have been some love and there may have been some admiration on their part, but they chose the darkness over the light that they could have had within themselves so that you could be equally yoked. So they're going through losing victory and success, which they thought they were going to do by being a con instead of a genuine person of integrity. But look what's happening now with this new beginning. And again, Yod is 10. If you take away the 0, it's 1. This is a 1, okay? It is a new beginning, triumph and success. Something that you've done and put out there is going to go viral. And there's going to be a lot of celebration. Conflict and defeat. See, the reason why you were falling down like that, okay, if you see this picture, I'll put it right side up so you could see it. The reason why you were falling down is because they were pushing you down the stairs because you were starting to ascend and they didn't like it. Love begins, and it's going to start with you. There is a harmonic relationship waiting for you, and you're going to have accelerated motion, but you're going to be busy planning. And don't let what happened, rent space in your head because they weren't paying the rent. I will continue to do more on this subject in the future.